Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town, yeah.
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast, where we are the absolute voice of the professional fan. And we are here every week, Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. sharp, whether the Lakers are playing, winning, or losing. And they've been doing a lot of losing lately. But we are here live, and we are super happy to have a guest back with us. We have Andrea Black with us. Again, world famous on Clubhouse for sure, for her knowledge. She's kicking it down. But let's go ahead and introduce my co-host as always. We've got my boy Money Mike over here. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. All right.
Hey, Lakers are winning today.
Oh, okay. So
the team's under 500, but that don't matter.
All right, it's just preseason.
Yeah.
All right. Stat Pat.
I see what you did there.
Stat Pat, you're welcome. How you feeling today?
Hey, man, I'm good, dude. Like I said, everybody's good when the Lakers win. So I'm just happy about that.
No matter what.
Okay.
But yeah. The Raiders didn't.
Look. Oh, yeah. We're not even talking about football. We're not even talking about football, man.
No, not today.
Look,
God.
They're going nowhere fast. Go ahead.
We'll definitely get there. Let's go ahead and get started. As usual, Andrea, when you were here last time, we always start our show with a segment called the 5-minute injury wrap-up with our boy Marco Nunez. So let's just bring him on right now. Marco, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well. How you guys doing today?
Man, listen, look, man, I'm not even going to ask you nothing about fantasy football because the players I got keep on getting COVID. So it's like, yo, what's this dude? My running back, my other running back, freaking the Ram running back,
dude.
COVID-19, really, dude? This what we doing? And you about to there's nobody. Like, literally, I'm looking at, 20 points that they got for the whole season. We in, week 14. I'm just destined for loss. Anyway, that's just me venting. Hey, Marco, let me ask you a question, man. So, we know AD, we apparently don't need him tonight, but that's cool. But he had a knee injury. No structural damage. They no structural damage. Why he ain't playing?
I'd be really careful with him, too.
First of all, I didn't even know what that's serious. When they say no structural damage, we're looking for damage.
What does that mean? No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. No. But that's what I'm saying. Listen, we know that this dude is fragile. You know what I mean? We know this dude is fragile, but hey, they confirmed he ain't got no structural damage. Like, what are we doing?
This man.
Correct. So I kind of looked a little bit into it as far as what they're talking about. They really haven't said anything regarding it. And I think that's one of the mysterious things about it right now, that they just said a knee, no structural damage. He's going to be out for 2 days. Now, the interesting part about it is that Vogel said that he did have an ultrasound on it. Now, traditionally, when you do an ultrasound, you're looking for some kind of structure. And because the ultrasound doesn't go as deep as an MRI, oftentimes when you use an ultrasound, you're looking for tendonitis issues. So in this case, I wouldn't be surprised if he's having some knee soreness in his patella tendon, which means he probably has a little bit of patella tendonitis issues. Now, when they do the ultrasound, they're looking for one or two things. They're looking for what's called patella tendinopathy, meaning is there micro tears within the patella tendon that he may need a procedure or something of that sort. Now, when they said there's no structural damage, assuming that the ultrasound came out, hey, you know what, it looks healthy, there's no micro tears in there, it's just inflammation of the tendon. Now, that's usually when you use the ultrasound of it. Now, I know back in 2016, he's had some patella tendon issues. I believe he had a procedure done that kept him out for about during the off season back when he was with the New Orleans Pelicans. Back then, I think it was a left knee. I don't know what knee this is. They haven't said anything whether it was left or right knee, but they do say that his left knee is sore. So if I was a betting man, I would probably say he's experiencing maybe a little bit of patella tendonitis issues.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me ask you though. That's interesting. You said they did the ultrasound versus the MRI. Wouldn't the MRI show more than? I think you said the MRI shows more. So why would they do an ultrasound?
Correct. Well, the ultrasound just goes because the patella tendon is very superficial. It's right along the skin. So the ultrasound, you can utilize it to be able to examine it and kind of get it on the part. They use ultrasound to when they do injections, when they do cortisone shots, when they do PRPs, anything of that sort. And then you can also the beauty thing about the ultrasound is that you can have the athlete bend the knee and move the knee, and you can examine the stress that's being applied on the tendon as the athlete is moving the knee. Where when you do an MRI, you have to pretty much stay still because it's kind of slicing, taking pictures on the part. And oftentimes for like when they're looking deep inside the knee, like they're looking for an ACL tear, a PCL tear, a meniscus, they look deep inside of it. But in this case, you can use the ultrasound and you can have the athlete move the body part at the same time and kind of see how the patella is functioning. Because when you bend the knee, you stretch the patella, and then that's what you want to do. You want to kind of stretch it and maybe be able to see kind of microchips. It's like, for example, you have a rubber band, right? You look at the rubber band, looks fine. But when you pull the rubber band out, you can see like little tears in it if there's any in the part. This is why oftentimes you use the ultrasound for this case.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I love it, Marco. You always put it into terms that we can all understand. That's why we love having you on the show.
Right, which means, okay, cool, let's get this dude out long as we need to. Because,
Let him come.
because we don't need nothing right now.
Absolutely.
And then maybe he could come back with against an over 500 team. And because that's what we need him more.
We've been putting a lot of pressure on you, Marco, to get these Laker players back. Trevor Ariza, and we keep saying, Mike's on you. Like, when are these guys coming back? Why is it taking so long? What does this mean? What does that mean? But you know what? Jeannie Buss just kind of threw that pressure and said that Vogel cannot be judged until all of our players are healthy. So she's waiting on Trevor Ariza and to really judge her coach. I don't know how we all feel about that.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to us, but we're not the only ones waiting with bating breath for these players to come back.
That makes zero sense at all. Look, if this is a video game, right?
It's scary.
If I'm playing NBA 2K22,
you're not waiting on Trevor Ariza to come back.
And I'm taking all my stars out and I'm putting all the scrubs in. Look, it doesn't. we have to find out how competitive they're going to be, right? Mm-hmm. And see what type of matchups they're going to do, right? So if somebody's hurt on 2K, I gotta put another player in there and get the best out of them and put them in the best position, right? We cannot sit around and wait for the 100% healthy team, because that never happens.
Correct. And here's the one thing you got to think about: injuries are part of the game. Players are going to get hurt. Players are going to have issues. You can't just sit around and say, we're going to wait till this player gets back, because one player might come back, then another player gets hurt. If you play the game, injuries are going to happen. Same thing, kind of like where Money Mike, and I'm trying to trust your fantasy football team here. But when you draft players, you draft like a Dalvin Cook. And then towards the bottom, you got to make sure you get that handcuff player, because there's a chance Dalvin Cook is going to get hurt. So you got to get Madison and stuff like that. Some teams, when they draft their players, they just grab all the best players, but they don't grab any of the bench players. If you have Zeke, you got to grab Pollard type of thing, because Zeke's going to get Dalvin Cook's going to get hurt. So that's the way parts of it. Injuries are part of the game. It will happen, whether it's major injury or small issue.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it looks like Ariza's going to go down to the G League and practice. So.
Oh, is he getting ready?
Yeah, they announced that 3 days ago.
To me, what it seems like is Jeannie just went ahead and said, no, don't put the pressure on Vogel. Go ahead and put it on our athletic trainer.
It sounds like excuses.
He's the reason that we can't get our players going.
It sounds like excuses.
I don't know. I'm just going to say no.
It sounds like she's buying her some time.
Yeah, she is.
That's what she is.
Yeah, I mean, basically she's saying, I don't care. I'm not fired.
She knows.
There's a saying out there that goes that what's it called? Winning has many fathers, but defeat is an orphan.
There it is.
There you go.
Marco, I have a personal question really quick. What's it like being part of an organization when you suspect that coach is not coming back next season, or is maybe on the hot seat or something like that? I mean, it can't be easy to keep it in. Do you avoid, when you're on that team, do you actually avoid reading the news and those stories because they can get disruptive? I'm just really curious. How do you keep a focus when all that chatter is going on, maybe about a coach or something like that?
Yeah,
which is the leader of the squad.
As far as for myself, I just try to, when I was there, I avoided reading any as far as media, whether it was positive or whether it was negative. My goal was just try to stay away from social media. I mean, I didn't really get Instagram until I think in my last year there or something like that. Twitter, I just avoided social media, avoided Twitter, so avoided any media outlets or anything like that. You would catch a couple of ESPN things on that part, but it's tough to get caught up in all that.
So you just keep focused. Makes sense. Stay professional. Marco, thank you so much for joining us as always. Can you please let everybody know the best way to keep in touch and keep up with what you have going on?
Sure. If you guys have any questions regarding sports medicine and want to follow me regarding sports medicine or anything like that, follow me on Instagram at Marco A. Nunez 17, or you can also Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Evolve Athletic Performance, where I put weekly sports fitness tips of the weeks.
All right. Thank you so much,
All right,
Marco.
Marco.
We really appreciate it. Have
right.
a good one.
Hey, I need you to go.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's all good.
Well, everybody's wondering, what were you going to say?
Hey, I was going to tell him I need him to go to a G League game and look at Trevor Reeves to see how long.
We need you to athletically determine and medically
watch
scout.
how he runs up and down.
Trevor Reeves is not playing in no G League game. That man got courtside seats. He got courtside seats.
I think he's just working out with us. So
that's what they said, that they go to the G League.
Now, of course, again, we have Marco, always a special segment, and we have Andrea in the house. So we're definitely going to get to Lakers, and we're going to let Andrea talk. But we also have a very other special guest here, and we'd like to bring her on right now. Money Mike, you know the deal. Please, introduction.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for, this guest. We reached out to her, was talking to her. She let us know about the No Gray Area Foundation. It is a nonprofit foundation founded with the mission to provide love, support for, and opportunities to empower undecided young women and girls socially and athletically worldwide through the state of California. They're going to have a really big and amazing event next week on the 19th that they teamed up with the Hoop Bus, and they're going to be giving out to underprivileged girls for the holiday, Christmas, and they do things all year round, but definitely in the holiday season with everything that's been going on, they're a blessing to so many families. Here representing the foundation it is Sam Ditson from, I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, Sam Ditson. How are you doing, Sam, today?
I'm doing well. Thank you all for having me. This is really exciting.
Can't wait. We love what you're doing. We love we love everyone who's giving back, community, and of course giving back in our community is so special. That's for sure.
And go ahead and say what you're going to be doing next week. When you told me about it, I was like, dude, I need to figure out a way to come out there, because they sound like a really fun event. I love the way you guys are doing it.
Well, thank you so much. So again, like you said, I've partnered up with Rashonda Gray. She's in the WNBA, plays for the New York Liberty at the moment. But she's just a kid from LA, and she wants to continue to make sure that, the girls who are growing up have a positive female role model to look up to. So we kind of got together in 2019, and she was overseas at the time, and she really wanted to give back. So I decided to start my platform through my basketball training, which is Defend Your Legacy Basketball. And I segged into what I'm calling Unified in Community, where I bridge and connect, and I coordinate community events and drives for players who, are from these communities, but they're out working, you know what I mean? So 2019, we held it at King Drew High School. We probably got a table worth of food. Like, you four sitting there and myself, we could have carried everything out that we got donated. Last year, with the pandemic happening and everything, we were still able to bless over 150 families with food and non-perishable items. We gifted over 200 kids with toys. We passed out 50 backpacks to teenagers. And we teamed up with her church that she grew up with. So Central Baptist Church is where we'll be holding the event. And we had over 50 amazing volunteers come out, showing up at 6:30 in the morning. And now we're moving into year 3. So this is our 3rd annual event. We're looking to bless even more people in the community, but we've added an aspect where we've asked families to write us letters. So I've been receiving very, heartfelt letters of like things that these families may need. And we'll be not only giving away toys on site at the church, but we're looking to deliver some gifts to these families with the Hoop Bus. So we're growing, and this opportunity right here is only going to allow us to just touch and bless more families this year. So thank you all so much. This is great.
Oh, no, that's awesome. We love to help.
Great.
That's for sure. It's a great cause, and you're making such a big difference. I definitely want to let's get this graphic up here. These are the different sites. You have Venmo, you have Cash App, we have PayPal. This is where anyone can donate. So if you're watching or listening, you can go to the email, which we will announce here. Let me get that up here really quick, because we do have an email. That email is nograyAreas21@gmail.com. You can get more information there if you want to help, but also, of course, just go to YouTube, watch the video here, and you'll see the QR codes for PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App right there on the screen.
And there's also a GoFundMe too. Go ahead and give everybody the link to the GoFundMe, where they could. That probably be the easiest way.
Oh, I think she froze a second.
Did she freeze?
She'll come back. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, there she is. Did you hear talk about the GoFundMe link?
Yeah, the GoFundMe link. It's pretty kind of long, so maybe we can
get it on the screen.
So yeah, so what we'll do on our Instagram page, you can go in there. That link will be on there, and you could go to that GoFundMe and help. To help support this great cause. First of all, y'all the Hoop Bus. Let me tell you, we've had a chance to hang out with the Hoop Bus a couple times. They do it big, man. It's so crazy. I think about every time somebody takes a shot. And I think the windshield about to crack. I've seen slam dunk contests,
everything.
It's they do it real big, and that Hoop Bus is amazing. So you guys are gonna be driving around, and you told me you got a U-Haul truck, because the bus wasn't gonna hold as much stuff as much. Right?
So I'm gonna I'll be following the Hoop Bus. The Hoop Bus, they've turned it into a sled.
Yep.
So it's gonna be looking like a sled, and I'm Coach Sam, but I'll be La Santa on December 19th, and I'll have my elves out there helping me, and we'll be driving around from. We'll be on site at the church from as early as 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or until we run out of toys, and then from about 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. we'll pull that Hoop Bus up to these families' houses and bless them with some gifts that they asked for.
Well, that is awesome.
Amazing.
And on behalf of the Profanity Nation podcast, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, on behalf of Profanity Nation and Fan Nation TV, we're going to make a donation of $100 to your organization. So that to help, because look, I love the giving back. That's really what Christmas should be about.
Right.
It's not our birthday.
Right.
We should always go out to try to reach out and help other people, because we're everybody's blessed in their own way. But I love helping and seeing smiles on other people's faces. So we just want to help contribute to that.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. It's going to be a great Christmas. And I'll tell you right now, your funds will definitely help us we want to make sure everybody gets a Christmas tree too. So thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Thank you for taking the time to join us and tell us all about the event, and anything we can do to help, we'd love to. So thank you, Sans. Thank you so much.
We know Profanity Nation all worldwide, because we go live everywhere. I mean, we're live right now, but we release out to the world on Tuesday. Everybody listens to us. Go ahead and go either email nograyAreas21@gmail.com. Go on our Instagram. We'll have the link on there where you can go and do $5, $10, anything helps.
Everything helps.
So that way this event could be greater than what it's already going to be.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys have a blessed night.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Take care.
You have a great day.
All right. Well, that is an awesome event. Definitely an awesome event. We love, like you said, the Hoop Bus.
Yeah.
They are just, since we hooked up with them, they do so much.
Man, yeah,
they really do. They're a really great organization. Are you familiar with the Hoop Bus at all, Andrea?
I'm not,
okay.
actually.
Have you seen you've seen that NBA 75th and they're driving in the bus? That's actually exists. That's a real bus.
And that's where it clicked for me.
Yeah. And they're kind of like based out of a little bit of they're connected with Venice Ball a little bit, but it's amazing. The inside of the bus is great, and they let kids go in there and have fun, and they host all sorts of shows and dunk contests. It's really fun. But that is good stuff.
Absolutely.
We have some reality to talk about here with our squad, you guys. And
are they still winning?
They're still winning for the evening, yeah. Not by what they should, but they're winning. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Andrea, you are very active, as we know. We're just going to reintroduce. Very active on the Clubhouse app in the Los Angeles Lakers fan club room.
Absolutely.
You are a moderator there. You are official and should be, absolutely. I'm just going to step back for a second, give you the mic. And what is the state of the Lakers?
Okay, so for me, the Lakers are not in 100% panic mode. We're about 76% panic mode.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, cool. That's fair.
At the end of the day, what's a glaring obvious issue is LeBron literally conducts the ship, built the ship, tapes the ship, glues the ship,
if he drives
the ship.
There is no
if
ship.
He's not there,
it sinks.
We're lost. And it's very apparent. The last couple of games that we won by over 20, He's had monstrous games, played an instrumental part of literally catapulting us to the W. In those games, also, you have Russell Westbrook and AD taking back seats to him when I thought that we were trying to make sure that he could be, second or third option and chill for a little bit. But it's literally not that. And I think that's where we have a glaring issue, because as I'm sitting on the edge of my seat watching the Lakers play Orlando, hoping that we win by 25, that's a problem. These are games that I wouldn't watch normally because I'm like, oh, that's a W on the schedule, so I don't even have to watch it. I'm just going to wait for the next game, and that's an issue. I honestly feel that Vogel is in above his head, and it's not his fault. He did well for the time that he was here. However, with this roster,
she's already counting him gone.
No, he's gone.
He did well in the time he was here. I love it.
No, but that
reality.
It's not like he's a bad coach. He's just not suitable to make us a championship team. He can't adjust like Tyronn Lue. No. He can't. I've seen Tyronn Lue go down 2-0. If Vogel was to sub in for the Clippers and do that, they would have gone down in a sweep. And that's the problem. We don't have somebody that can come in, draw out of bound plays, put the right rotation in the floor after the out of bounds play, and we have that issue. And he doesn't even know who should start, because if I see one more time that Russell plays next to Avery Bradley and THT, I'm going to throw up. And then the second thing is, if I'm coming off the bench and I have Rondo next to Russ, it's redundant. Why are you having them play together? So it's so many things that common sense would tell you don't work. And that's where it raises a flag for me. Yes, this roster doesn't make sense, but you're not even putting what makes sense on the floor.
Okay, so a big thing that Andrea was talking about there, guys, is really rotation. He's talking about rotation, the players, the starters, and this and that. Are you seeing the same? Or do you? I mean, I'm assuming you see a little bit, but what do you see?
Well, I mean, like Andrea said,
Pat.
Yeah, when Andrea, she put it out plainly. I mean, when you have Russell Westbrook next to, say, a THT or next to Avery Bradley, then you pretty much already played into their defense's hands. Like, you're not really maximizing your offense when you're actually hamstringing it with non-shooters. I mean, you want to go ahead and surround AD and LeBron with shooters. You want them to be able to kick out the people that are going to be making shots. No one out there you can trust out there is going to be making anything consistently. That's why me and Andrea actually have been pumping Malik Monk basically to be in this starting lineup because of the fact that, I mean, you can see that he gives them another dynamic. Now, of course, they want to make sure that they have some kind of a scoring punch when they get off the bench. But right now we're so far sometimes in the beginning of games starting off so slow that we need to get our offense on track from the beginning. Not try to wait until the bench get in there to try to give us that spark. Get that spark from the jump. Let's get it from the tip. Then put the pressure on them, and then, we can go ahead and work on our rotations, because you got 3 more quarters to go ahead and start mixing and matching with your rotations. But right now, I see lack of effort. I don't see the effort that needs to be. We're all Laker fans here, and we're all seen the Lakers play for decades. We know what it's supposed to look like. We know what it's supposed to look like, and it doesn't look like this. Absolutely. And so now we need to go ahead and either that falls on the coach or that falls on the players. I'm at this point, I think it's 50-50. I mean, last week it was 100% fire Vogel. This week I'm looking at these cats and then playing with that piss poor effort, and I'm like, well, at this point, accountability got to go across the whole board, not just with the coach. Can we get somebody out there that want to go ahead and do what LeBron is doing right now? And like we're talking about it earlier, you can't be like this 36-year-old guy right now. Outwork y'all.
Chase down blocks. It's ridiculous. Swear, if I see him chase down block one more time and everybody's watching him do the Superman moves, like, come on, man. You guys are 27, 30, 32, and you're watching him like, in the last game alone, I seen this man play ISO defense and literally stop and expire the shot clock, yo. Like, if you have a 36-year-old coming in and playing all these crucial minutes, we're literally counteracting what we brought everybody here for. Why are we here?
So So we depend on LeBron, right? LeBron's the heartbeat of the team.
Absolutely.
We don't go and LeBron don't go.
Exactly.
So,
but that's apparent though, right?
I mean,
we can't sit there. Even the haters got to see that though.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, again,
that's where we're at right now, aren't we?
Okay. So you mentioned that they need shooters, right? I mean, there was a name out there. We've all talked about it before the season started. When they were talking trades, there was a name that everyone thought was coming to the Lakers, and of course, it's now well known. They backtracked that and ended up going for Russ Westbrook. How big of a difference is Buddy Hield on this team? And at least if you have Hield on this team, is LeBron waived of that responsibility of forcing? If it still wasn't working with Hield, would it be less blame on Bron?
Well, see, the thing about it is, if Buddy Hield is on this team, and if LeBron wanted him to come or was cool with him coming, then they would be good. But if it's you go against, we saw way back in the bubble when a team decided to walk off and not tell him his attitude, right? He had a real bad attitude. Y'all didn't tell me that y'all was about to boycott this Milwaukee, and they're like, well, why we gotta tell you, LeBron? You know what I mean? Like, this dude really wants control. So, Carmelo said it. Hey, look, LeBron, you the GM. If you want me there, then I'll come there. So if that's the question right there, because if apparently he didn't want Buddy Hield to come. So how would have Buddy Hield have worked?
But Buddy Hield wasn't just Buddy Hield though.
Exactly.
Right? Buddy Hield was a great answer for our shooting woes, but we also had a couple other woes. And we had a person that needed to come in and be able to create their own offense so that it can take the load off of LeBron. He had to create for everybody that was on a roster. So we needed somebody else to create for themselves and possibly create for others. This brings, I believe, the combination of Buddy Hield coming and DeMar DeRozan. That's the problem I have. You had Buddy Hield that was a trade for just Kyle Kuzma. So you're telling me my perimeter defense would have looked better by keeping KCP? And I could have had Buddy Hield, and I could have had DeMar DeRozan, and Dwight wanted to come anyway? That's how I feel like this roster didn't have to completely explode. We didn't have to do all this and start from ground zero. To me, at the end of the day, DeMar DeRozan plugging in, he would have been more efficient from mid-range. He's shooting, 55-60% from the field right now. He's runner-up for MVP in Chicago right now.
Absurd.
I know 75% of the team is on COVID. But anyway, but others besides that, literally he's in MVP votes because of what he's doing on the floor. Can you imagine DeMar DeRozan on the floor, creating for himself, shooting mid-range, opening and collapsing defense, creating that open shot for Anthony Davis would not be shooting 35% from the field right now.
Good thing. Yeah. You brought up Anthony Davis. Hang on. Anthony Davis.
Don't charge the wall. Don't do it.
Step back.
Look,
we can fight. It's okay.
It's okay. We might have to. I mean, I just got to get off.
I was trying to figure it out because y'all was arguing.
That's fine.
All of a sudden,
we can go head to head. I don't have a problem.
I have no problem with neither. I mean, the thing is, look. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm looking at effort that should not be on somebody that supposedly is my franchise player. Now, the thing is, we have LeBron now. So LeBron is supposedly passing the torch over to this guy. So if this is the case now, I need you to be like the next dude up. Like when we talk about Shaq and how dominant he was, and we're not saying that AD is Shaq, but I know for a fact he looked over there and that was Kobe. And he's like, well, I can easily pass the torch over if I wanted to. Obviously, he didn't do that, right? That's why he got shipped out. But I digress. I'm saying that if he would have done that, at least there would have been somebody there to be able to pick up the mantle. I'm very, very skeptical at this point. Is he going to be ready? And if he's not, then why do we give up the whole farm for? I mean, we got the championship. I get it. I'm greedy though. I'm a Laker fan. I'm greedy. But at the same time, if I'm paying you $40 million, I don't like to hear. I don't like injury prone $40 million.
Listen, at the end of the day, I hate to interrupt you, but at the end of the day, we parted with all these pieces that are literally sitting in
right now.
They are sitting in purgatory though. What have they won? At the end of the day, we got Anthony Davis for all these pieces, and they have not won anything. Poor Brandon Ingram is asking for out. Lonzo Ball has gotten to Chicago.
Balling.
Poor thing, though,
Balling,
because at the end of the day,
lunch.
let's be real with ourselves. They're not coming out of the East. How about that? Haha. At the end of the day, we have Anthony Davis. We won a ring as soon as we traded. That's what we work for, right? We got a ring.
No.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And at the end of the day,
this is what we work for. No.
We do, though.
Hey, you talked a lot. Hold on. This is what we work for.
See how you do? You get your
He's trying to cut me off. It's okay. Go ahead, Money Mike. Go ahead, Money Mike. I'm sorry.
Hey, we win championships in bunches, though. We know we go three.
That's true.
We go 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? So
we got to get that.
So the reason why when we trade the franchise out and we do our team.
There's multiple.
We going multiple. We going back to back to back. You know what I mean? We're contending.
We in the conversation.
We at least in the finals.
Dude, we second seed at least. At least.
That's what we're doing.
At least.
You gave us one in the bubble. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. And here's the problem. Like, listen, everybody says, and I agree with them, that the bubble was the worst place ever. It was the hardest thing that ever could be done. All that good stuff. But there's people out there that's saying, "Oh, they was in the bubble. That's the only reason why they won." How do we prove that not to be the case unless we win a championship outside the bubble?
The crazy part about it is everybody inside the bubble that experienced the bubble are saying it was the hardest part.
I got you.
Everybody outside of the bubble that didn't experience it is the ones that's criticizing. 100%. At the end of the day, Paul George hit shots off the side of the backboard because he was so flustered mentally, right? I know exactly that the bubble was hard,
we
right?
know that.
I won a ring. At the end of the day, as a Laker fan, I understand we expect greatness. I do. Money Mike, I get it. However, at the end of the day, we need to be real with ourselves. At the end of the day, I believe we call this the Ben Simmons effect. Hear me out. We always expect for these players to be somebody that they are not. What we project them to be. You know how the draft comes and you literally right now, this person has a ceiling to be Kevin Durant. This person has a ceiling to be, he's Jason Tatum. Exactly. We have a problem with doing that with these players so bad now. And right now, Anthony Davis, I've been saying this from day one. I love his repertoire, his offensive repertoire and his defensive repertoire. He's not an alpha male for leadership, though. He literally is a complementary piece to an ultimate facilitator, somebody that can see the floor, and that's what he plays well with. You put him next to Chris Paul, money. You put him next to Damian Lillard, money. You put him next to Trae Young, money. You put him next to Lonzo, money. He needs to be next to somebody that can see the floor, create, make it easier for him, and it will be perfectly fine. He's not a Shaq, so we can stop literally thinking that. He's not a dominant player. He's a black Dirk Nowitzki. He is a finesse player who literally likes fadeaways at 7 feet almost for no reason when somebody's 5 inches shorter than him. And as soon as we realize and we internalize, okay, this is the player that we have, start building around that person. Stop thinking that he's that dominant player and we'll be better off.
Okay, that actually brings us right back to the building of the team, the roster, and we need to know at this point, I think. We need to know. We all know that LeBron was involved, okay? Genie has to make that call. Are they going to go with maybe Rob Pelinka building the team, or are they going with LeBron? I don't think this was Rob Pelinka's idea. I think Rob wanted to go the Rose into this. So he's sitting there, he's biding his time, he's biting his tongue. He knew how to do that with Magic, but obviously
Rob is the puppet.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Rob is the puppet. The superstar is called a shot.
Yeah,
on any team.
Yeah, and especially,
the
Lakers. You know the Lakers brand, and the Lakers brand is really about player empowerment, especially if you're a star. They like to give you
everything,
a lot of say when it comes to decisions about the franchise. Well, I mean, at the same time, they did it with Kobe. I don't want us to forget that Genie has been this same person for when Magic was on the team. I mean, Magic has gotten they were paying Magic. Magic was out of the league when he got sick. and they were still paying this contract out. I mean, they take care of their players and they give them and they empower their players to be able to make the decision. And they live with the decision. They live with the 2 years, $50 million they gave Kobe. They live with that.
But what's wrong with it? We're a winning franchise.
But this is how. But see, they play the long game. See, that's why I think the Lakers play the long game, and they do this because they attract other players that want to be taken care of because they're in situations and other teams that don't give them.
We have two of those players on the team right now. How's that working? Actually, three of them now.
What?
How's that working for us?
What's that? Who are we talking about?
3 superstar players on the Lakers that came here and want to be taken care of long term because of the Lakers. And how's that working for us?
Are we saying the same? Are we saying that the team, the players that gave back to the Lakers? Are we just saying the guys are coming in there trying to get taken care of?
No, you're saying that the Lakers, we know that, right? The Lakers honor these players.
We know that two different things.
Yeah,
we know that we're talking about people that actually blood, sweat, and tears for the Lakers and being taken care of by Genie. Now, you're saying other things, and that's totally different. We're not talking about that. That's totally different. We're not talking about just superstars coming there and being entitled. We're talking about people that actually put work for the Lakers, and now they're being taken care of. LeBron James did that. We got to say that he did that. He brought the championship to
wait a minute.
Don't
LeBron James
don't start.
That?
Yes, he has. Don't play that game.
I can't roll.
Don't play that game.
I'm going to go to Clubhouse.
Let's go to Clubhouse. Let's go to family here. Let's go to Clubhouse.
Hey, blink your mic, man, if you agree with somebody in here.
If you got something to say, my money mic.
You got something to say, blink your mic. Let me see what you guys.
All right, because we know LeBron. No, we good. Okay, so how do you feel about that?
Well, Fred, listen. I have never been an endorser of LeBron. You guys know.
They say essentially he's done enough already. Not that they don't want more.
No.
That he's earned his stripes.
No,
Jeff is funny, isn't he? Though
you guys
is
switched.
Funny, isn't he?
Y'all switched.
Oh my
y'all
God!
Switched the whole verbiage. Did you hear that verbiage switch up?
But he tried to play me twice. It's the second time he tried to play me.
He tried to create a whole narrative, bro.
You know he ain't saying that, dog. Come on now.
Slow down.
Come on now. Got all the way up now.
Slow down. We literally said that Bron came here. We literally said that Bron came here. And at the end of the day, we literally have a player that came and won. In less than 3 years, he came here and won a chip. You feel me? He literally got somebody to the team and literally won. At the end of the day, I know that we want to repeat. I know we want to go back to back. I do.
I want to make the playoffs right now.
However,
I want to make the playoffs.
I get it.
And go far.
And we're literally going to make the playoffs.
Wait a minute,
bro.
but we're not going to sit here and say that LeBron James is not the reason why we're not making the playoffs, though.
Listen, we made the playoffs last year. The only reason why we didn't go.
No. I'm going to ask a question, though.
Tell him.
Are we really saying that LeBron James doing what he's doing right now, it will not be the reason? Will you be the reason why we missed the playoffs?
I think it's 2-on-2 today. I think it's 2-on-2 today.
I'm ready for it now.
Come on now.
I'm ready for it. I'm dug in now. I'm ready for it now. This is ridiculous. This is utterly
back and forth.
This is utterly ridiculous.
But this dude is on LeBron like I've never seen before.
Dude, I'm saying, look, dude.
We can't sit here and hate on the dude, though. Respect his game.
I'm not hating on him.
The dude literally comes back.
That's literally the line from the commercial.
3 years and 5 years. 3 7 to 5 years. More than that. No.
The dude literally.
Play the promo right there.
Listen, the dude literally goes out injured, comes back, scores 30
I'm not
plus.
rocking with that. I saw that dude. Listen, I saw that dude come back. I saw that
and
dude.
He gonna hit you with this. And we lost by 20.
We lost by 20.
Don't let him do that.
Thank you.
Because every
that
time he ain't talking about the times we win, though. He ain't talking about the times we won.
Dude,
listen,
it was no offense.
Money Mike.
Listen.
Money Mike. I need you.
Look. Let me just say, we all was watching the game. It was amazing. This dude was in the air playing great defense. He was doing shots, everything against Orlando. We got New Jersey on Christmas. Can he do that into New Jersey?
He did it to Memphis too, who's at the 4th seed currently.
To New Jersey? Can he do that to the Warriors? That's all I'm asking.
Golden State?
Yeah.
You want him to Golden State?
I want him to go against and perform.
He literally just swatted. He
defense.
literally just swatted Golden State and had the game winner to boot them out of the playoffs. Almost.
Year.
That's what I'm saying, though. You can't. I know, but you can't. You cannot diminish what his effect
is. It ain't gonna be enough, though, Andrea. Don't worry about it.
Jesus
it ain't gonna be enough.
Lord.
But at the same time, and this is my frustration with AD, because if you're gonna have you're gonna have fans like Mike always looking at LeBron like he's the one doing wrong and never point the finger at AD. I need to question some shit right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I have to question it, because it sounds too much like an agenda, and we're not looking at the facts. Don't let the hate.
It sounds like it.
Don't let the hate get in time. I'm saying, though.
No, it sounds.
If we're weak, if the Lakers are weak, and we're against one right now. I'm just saying, if the Lakers are Jeff made it that way, because Jeff is always putting words in people's mouth, and he should be in this getting some of this too. But he gonna play moderator right now, and he gotta go absolve himself right now. What I'm saying is, no, he ain't got no damn help. What I'm saying is this: look, if you got the fact that one thing is we are losing games. We are literally losing games and getting blown out and looking trash. Wow. And we bring somebody in there that is supposedly the savior, and he's actually saving us. And now we're going to hate on him because he's saving us not the way we want him to save us? I'm trying to figure out the logic here.
I need to say the unpopular elephant in the room. Because we brought the infamous Russell Westbrook into this equation.
Who did that?
Bron.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure.
However, Money, you're not going to get away with this. You know what? Because I'm bringing this full circle. Right. I'm about to check you.
All right.
First and foremost, he brought him here, and I think there's an issue because the offense looks stagnant when all three of them on the floor. The paint is congested. There's no spacing to create easy shots for AD. He has to work entirely way too hard. And the crazy part about it is, even in the games we complain about AD, like the last game I heard somebody chewing him out, cats and dogs. This man has 17, 16, 3, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And still, we have, and I know it's you, because we were just arguing about it. And at the end of the day, that's something that you want from your big man. It really is. However, Russell creates an issue because they're ball dominant. He doesn't know when to pass it to AD. It still looks off. It still looks late. And it's an issue. And that's the problem that we have.
So let me ask you this. Go. Okay. Let me ask you this. So look, I'm just an observer, right? I'm just watching these games, and I'm watching the games when LeBron is not playing and he's hurt, right? But he's still sitting there, right?
The ball be moving,
and I'm watching him when he's hurt, and I see him going out there talking to the players, and he's basically coaching them, right? He's basically, he's taking the board away from Vogel and running plays. Why is this dude not recognizing the things that you're saying? When he's on the court.
You want me to tell you?
Why is he not having a conversation?
You want me to tell you?
This is how we're going to run this.
I'm going to tell you.
Go ahead.
Because LeBron, the best LeBron you'll ever get is ball dominant Bron. And you brought somebody here that's ball dominant as well.
He knows that.
So
he knew that when he was doing it.
I understand.
Yes, that's weird though.
However,
I don't get it.
Like literally he brought him here. What we were expecting was Russ could literally take the responsibility when Bron is off the floor.
I don't think any of us expected that except for Bron.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us said, "Oh, Russell Westbrook, it's going to take the."
I didn't.
I don't think anyone in this room thought that was the answer.
I don't. I think Bron thought, "Oh, this person could create for themselves. He can get his own buckets. I need this help because I get off the floor, we start losing. We'll be up by 10, and then when he comes back in, we down by 7." And he thought Russ can come here and he can create like 10, 15 easy points. And it backfired.
Why are we smarter than them? Because we Staff Hat. But I've been saying, look, LeBron, and even with you, Andrea, we're saying the same thing. LeBron and Westbrook can't play at the same time.
They can't.
We've been saying that the whole time.
But let's be honest with you, right now.
We've been saying that Rondo needs.
I think they're homies. They're friends.
But they ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, what I'm saying is this is why they're making these bad decisions. It had nothing. Look,
exactly.
If we're talking about
it can work. Us as fans have figured out how to make it work.
Yeah, okay. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, if he had the right friend, now if he would have had Chris Paul, it would be no problem.
No.
No,
What Money's saying is that
what I'm
we're
saying-
sitting here talking about how they can make it work with the players they have. How come they can't figure that out?
No. Hold on. First of all, it's all about rotations. And you can't put them all on the same and have them playing.
So why aren't the Lakers making those adjustments?
Wait, so is that LeBron now?
It has to be. If he's the one to put the team
so we're
together.
saying LeBron is now calling the rotations?
No, it's coaching. You have to be able to tell. No, listen.
I'm just
Y'all think
picking and
y'all
choosing,
think this
right?
is a
That's
y'all
picking and
think this is
choosing.
a joke.
We ain't talking about.
We need somebody.
Honestly,
seriously
it feels
saying-
like you guys are picking and choosing. Like LeBron's responsible. Yes, he did that, but you can't ask him.
Everybody has a part where they're responsible.
Hold on. I'm just shut it down right now.
If he can choose the players on the team,
How we gonna? Oh, wait a minute. So you saying that? Wait a minute. Hold on. If you're saying that, you're saying that. If you're saying though, you have GM responsibilities, but you should also have coach responsibilities. Does that even make sense? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
You didn't see LeBron with
makes
David
no
Black?
sense. You just said
That's what he does.
Listen,
dude, he
that's
fires
a problem.
coaches, but he doesn't. He hires and fires coaches, right?
But
That's a
that's a-
GM.
but
Is he
that's-
making personnel decisions?
Yes.
Is he making that? Are you saying that? Are
So
you
that's
speculating?
their problem.
No, I'm not saying that. I
No,
said,
well, okay. You're saying
Who said
personnel
that?
decisions not on the floor, but he did bring in
it's
Westbrook.
personnel decisions.
He made the deal to
What are you
make
talking about?
Westbrook.
But he's not talking about rotations.
Okay,
He's doing rotations. He's doing minutes.
Can
He's doing
he-
water
you're saying
breaks.
he can't
He's
share stories?
doing everything. Okay, I forgot.
Andre.
LeBron is doing everything.
No, see, look at that.
LeBron is doing everything.
Okay, Money Mike.
Okay, look, I'm just gonna say it like this. Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. Look, hey, Jeff, you've been with me. We business season ticket holder for the South Bay Lakers and the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
You've been with. We've actually had opportunity before this whole COVID stuff.
This man better not say being clung up. I swear he better not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. We actually had an opportunity to watch a Laker practice.
Yes.
Right, and this is back when Jason Kidd was there. You know what Jason Kidd was? There's two basketball courts. I just want to tell you guys how it is. At the Laker practice facility, there's two basketball courts, right?
Mhm.
There's a South Bay Laker court, and then there's the Lakers court, right? Jason Kidd asked me where he was standing. You know where he was standing. He was standing in between the South Bay Laker and the Laker court. Nobody was talking to him. He wasn't talking to nobody, right? Vogel, where was he? He was over there sitting down. He was over there sitting down. Now, there were players on the court. And those players on the court were all listening to who? LeBron. They was all listening to LeBron. Okay. And I'm watching this and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. These coaches ain't doing nothing in practice. Ain't doing nothing.
Andrea.
Yo, you're raising so many flags that I literally said Vogel has literally lost it. There's no player that respects
We're talking
you
about 3 years
whatsoever.
ago, though.
Yo, he never had respect. Even when we won, nobody was listening to him. Did you look at the sideline? Nobody's going to him. Everybody was going to Jason Kidd during timeouts. Okay, these plays are being run by Rondo and Bron. That's what this crap looks like.
Definitely by Rondo.
Yet they can't put their opinion to the coach and press for a better rotation.
Now here, they were talking about plays, right? Now that we have, the part about it is we have so many contrasting pieces now this year. It's not like that year that we had all complementary and cohesive pieces 2 years ago. It's not that. We have a contrasting cast where you have to be very strategic in pieces that you put together. You have to be smart in basketball IQ right now to make sure that you have the right 5 people on the floor at the same time. You know what needs to happen? And I'm sorry, for the people that are watching live, Russell Westbrook needs to play with the bench. That's what he needs to do.
We've been saying that from the beginning.
Yeah, but you're not saying he can start with the starters.
No, he can start, but we need to do early substitution. Get him off the floor. Let LeBron rock. Then after we start subbing, Carmelo's in at the 6th man. Bring Russ back in. Sub LeBron out. We need to start doing that and staggering people. That's how it needs to go.
Clubhouse, you guys have any?
Don't
blink your mic.
You don't
if you
feel
have a comment.
that if LeBron felt that was the way to go, he couldn't enforce that on this squad?
Are we saying his rotations? What are we asking him?
If LeBron said, I feel that it's a better squad when we go this 5 and that 5, bench this and that, you don't think he could impress that upon Vogel and make that happen?
I mean, I think he could. I mean, are we saying that's his responsibility to do? Because that's what it sounds like you guys are saying. And I don't think that is I'm trying to confuse
hang on. I will
Why
say
would that be his responsibility?
Because Vogel lost the team. And in absence of true leadership, he's the next. He has to step up.
I feel the fact that LeBron said that there's no weak spot in Tyronn Lue coaching. You know,
right across the aisle for Vogel. That was after the Clippers.
Yes,
he said there's no weak spot in Tyronn Lue's coaching.
But there's 3 other people that also said that too.
It's a direct
but
shot.
you say it that night.
Hold on.
I know he's a friend,
but this is what I'm saying. It's a direct shot at Vogel, right? Which means that
we're I think we're mixing up the arguments now.
No, we're not, because what I'm saying is we know how much he doesn't respect him, because he literally said that the other coach's team that beat him.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying, what are we talking about?
So
now?
what we're talking about is it's obvious that Vogel don't know what the hell he's doing.
We established that.
Right. So now we need LeBron.
So the standard hierarchy of who picks rotations is out the window.
Based on what you guys' argument, because you guys are living with LeBron right now. So LeBron, let's fix this.
This one right here. You hear his verbiage? Dude,
he's a hater. And he's been established. He's been exposed. and the funny thing about if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it right now.
Please.
So if that's the case, then why are we always like, when we win, we win? When you lose, you lose.
Talk about it.
See? I can't. That's what I don't rock with. I don't rock with that.
I've always
been consistent, being this dude you see right here.
Right.
If you are going to rock with the Lakers, you got to rock with all of them. You got to rock with Kamal Malone. You got to rock with Gary Payton. You got to rock with them. And you don't like them, but you got to rock with them. And you don't say, when you first opportunity of adversity, you go ahead and you shit on them. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is what I'm talking about. That is what we're talking about here. I'm telling you right now, I'm not sitting up here trying to protect Kobe legacy. Kobe good. Kobe good. Kobe good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to protect his legacy. LeBron ain't going to infringe upon any of that.
My boy Pat.
So I'm just saying. I'm just being honest here.
So Pat, hold on. So you mean to tell me we ain't had a phone call where you said, Mike, see what you're saying right now?
Dude, I'm telling you straight up.
Exposure. That was off the record.
You mean to tell me?
Snitching?
No, I'm not snitching. I'm just saying.
No, look.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real.
If we being real, we are being real with the fact that, look, I'm telling you, when it comes to LeBron taking the last shot, I don't want LeBron taking a shot.
Okay.
But am I going to sit there and blame him and saying, anytime something don't go my way, I'm going to say, well, he came back and then we lost by 20. That is literally your argument for the past 3 weeks.
Both.
And I'm saying, this man has been putting up 26, 5, and 5.
And you know what? He has to do that just to get a win, because he chose Westbrook over the other. And force that.
What we're really talking about, like I said, and nobody wanted to go ahead because everybody's saying I should be on this dude's neck, is the fact that I got Beta that's supposed to be his same dude.
There go my word. There go my word.
I know.
There go my word. There go my word.
He's using it.
So now, all of a sudden, now I got to go ahead and I got to get on LeBron neck. I ain't gonna get on LeBron neck when I'm looking at Anthony Davis mailing in. I'm not looking at him getting backed down by Jackson.
First and foremost,
he getting dunked on his head.
First and foremost, I just want to, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for acknowledging my beta word. You know what, AD, if you're listening, I just want to let you know.
She got your back.
I'm a big fan of yours. I really am. I've been a fan since New Orleans. However, you have to have some alpha male in you. And you really do. At the end of the day, I know what's in your repertoire. You're offensive guru as a big man. But don't let no man bang on you like that. Don't do that.
Like that?
Don't do that. And at the end of the day, I just step in. I have something to talk to you about, because I keep telling you.
My ass?
We have a problem. First and foremost, yes, you're ashy, but it's called the Ben Simmons Effect.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let the listeners know. I call this the Ben Simmons Effect. We always want to see the best in these players and what we can see as what they can contribute, not what we actually see, but what we feel like they should contribute. We need to stop that. That's why I have an issue with draft. When you say, oh, this person, Michael Porter Jr. looked like Kevin. He has a sky to be a Kevin Durant. Poor thing. This man got back injury. He might not ever live up to that. You know what I'm saying? We have a problem with that. Stop doing that. At the end of the day, I honestly feel like stop comparing it. Take them for their repertoire. What you see in front of you is what you get, and you build around it. Just like in Milwaukee. Last point, and I'm going to land.
No, please.
Just like in Milwaukee. Giannis can't shoot for doggone shit, right? Excuse my French. However, we put pieces around him that make Giannis look like the best thing since sliced bread. That's exactly what everybody should be doing. Do not try and make these players who they're not or project like, I know he can do this. Just do this with these players and we'll be good. It doesn't work like that.
Step back.
I 100% agree with you.
Okay,
you know, hang on, really quick. You have expectations for AD. You expect a little more. When you're talking about a new player coming out of the draft, yes, we all say he's projected or we expect this or so forth. That's not AD. AD came here already established. Was there anything that you've ever seen from him?
No,
but he didn't.
Well, see, hold on. Honestly, this is the like. I know we're talking about player comps and stuff like that. My player comp is Anthony Davis in the bubble. You feel me now?
Himself.
You feel me now? You feel me now? That's my player comp. My player comp ain't what I want him to be somebody else. Nah, I don't want that. I want you to be Anthony Davis bubble. That's what I want you to be.
You know what the problem is?
That's who you are, though. See, that's what I'm saying. I have already enough data to look at you in a Laker uniform to be like, I see what you were, and I see that you're not. So that's where we're at here. So when I'm talking about you need to come back to life.
But you're getting
this is where we're talking. This is where we're at, right? But I'm getting mad because I don't see you. I don't see him.
No,
I don't see the true representation of him.
I understand what you're saying, but you're getting mad because AD was that person when Russ was not here. I don't think people understand the true deficit we take when that body is on the floor.
He's a net
he literally creates about 5 turnovers a game.
Yeah, that's true.
You literally have your IQ basketball wise is terrible. You don't know when or how to pass it to AD.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to look terrible. Because at the end of the day, you had LeBron passing to you this whole time, an offensive guru who was 100% basketball genius, passing to you, creating the best offense he could. But then you put Russell Westbrook in here. Now you have an issue. I feel like we need to address, listen, I understand AD's shooting poorly. Guess what? You know the reason why? Spacing is poor, and we have a low IQ of a point guard that's in the top 75. And I have a problem with you. As a matter of fact, Russell Westbrook, I'm a fan of yours, right? However, not on my team. I don't believe you fit in. I hope you're listening. You're a great player, but by all means, can you average 3 turnovers instead of 5? That's all I have to say. At the end of the day, let's stop it. Because you can't bring 36 and 6 on any night.
Money Mike.
Okay, I got a question. And we not blaming none of this on LeBron? Because LeBron's the one that won this trade.
We are. What I'm saying is no one is trying. Look. I've already said from the beginning, it's him as the GM because he got his friends. I already established that. I don't like the fact that he superseded the GM to get his boy in it. That's what I'm saying. Now, what you guys are trying to take it to another level, saying that he need to be in charge of rotations, he need to be in charge of minutes, he need to be in charge of water breaks, he need to be in charge of all personnel decisions and everything from top to bottom. And I'm like, y'all going way too much. I'm saying judge him upon the GM decision that he did. And that's what I'm saying.
But why though?
Are we saying, but what? See, if we're talking about picking and choosing, this is what we're looking at picking and choosing. Like,
no. There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way. If LeBron comes out and says, "This is what the rotation should be. I need to play with these players. This is what we see in practice." He's getting it. It's just happening.
But
either he's not asking for it or not seeing
Mike, you want to blame LeBron for bringing Russ here? The caveat to this is Russ can work. You know why? But guess what? They're not making the adjustment to the best way he can work.
To utilize his skills.
And literally, that's the problem. And that's coaching. Literally, Russ can work. You can put him on the second unit, and he can go as fast as hell as he wants to go. He can play with Carmelo. He can play with Malik Monk. That's the best Russ we see when he plays next to... No.
Then
No.
you got LeBron bringing up the ball.
Honestly,
You got LeBron bringing up the
I
ball.
really do believe that
Rondo
he can
can
work
be on
with
the
the
floor
starting
with
lineup.
LeBron because their IQ is similar. And they literally know when to pass. They know
Who's
distribution.
bringing up the ball? If
it's definitely LeBron.
it's LeBron, yeah.
But we're
so you're
talking
putting it
about
back
ball
in.
handling, and I understand that. But look, when we're talking about a coach and actually a coach that actually want to run some plays, I ain't seen not one backdoor pick. I ain't seen nobody running off no rubs. I ain't seen none of that. That's
Nothing.
coaching.
Exactly.
Okay. And if we're talking about how he can work by him being off the ball, getting things going towards the basket where he's not. If you're LeBron is going to handle the ball, then I need Russ to be working off the ball. If he's not
Russ
doing
don't
that,
work off the ball.
but,
Everybody knows he don't work.
but he could.
Three-pointer.
He could, if you know he's running off a pick and he's running off the pick and he's going to go ahead and get shots off the pick. If we're running plays for him instead of saying make plays, then I think that's a difference. Not just me.
Look,
Yeah, Russ can't play
we've
off the ball.
been doing these lineup changes. We've been saying, we said before the season started how it was going to work with Westbrook on there, right? We would take $100,000 to come to Lakers.
Mhm.
You know, why can't? My question is, why can't they figure that part out? Because see, look, we know what I hate. What I really, really hate is when I watch listen to. The
I mean,
press
you're
conference.
frustrated with that too.
Yeah.
That they're not figuring it
Right.
out. You're just not putting it on Braun.
I'm putting it on everybody though.
but
That's
I
why
watch
I'm
all
the
on
effort
AD.
is
But
definitely
if we're
there.
saying it all on LeBron, that's where I have pushback. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say it's all on him though, because like Andrea saying, she's looking at some things that it could be on Russ. I'm looking at some things it could be on AD. But if we're saying it's all on LeBron and we're not giving it to AD or Russ.
Look, you know what I hate? I'm gonna tell you what I hate. I don't know if you guys have been watching these post conferences.
Bron, we get it.
No. I don't know if you guys have been watching these post conferences when we win, right? When they win, they always talk about how they figured something out and they ready to go. And you have the feeling by their verbiage that they about to run 4 or 5 in a row. And they're just not doing that. Then you see when they lose, then they literally tell you and explain the whole play about how they left so-and-so wide open to bust a 3 against them when they were double 10. So, and I'm like, dude, so you guys literally in your post conferences know exactly what the problem was, why you lost, why do they continue to do it?
Because of the spacing. There's a problem with rotations. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I understand that.
Money Mike, there is an issue. I promise you, at the end of the day, rotations is very integral for this particular team. We have so many pieces that can make completely different offenses. And if you put them in incorrectly, it's not going to work. This is when your coaching hat literally comes into play. Vogel has to really be a coach now. Before he didn't have to. When Rondo was here, Dwight was here, Kuzma, KCP, he didn't have to work as hard. It was easy. You just needed them to lock in and have that chemistry, and they did their job.
Stat, you've got 1 minute. I'd like to know, you were I heard you slip in there really quick and say that you think it can work with the starting lineup. And please explain.
Well, I was saying it earlier about like if you have coaches that's actually going to run action, then it can work. If you have somebody just sitting there playing ISO and then looking at LeBron dribble for 15 seconds or Russ dribble for 15 seconds, it won't work. Now, if you have a motion, a flowing offense, first of all, let's stop getting the players out there that's not going to create spacing. Let's get that in there. So you still have Russell in there, but let me get out. I love THT. But just because you paid him don't mean he has to start. Okay? You don't owe him anything. Let him earn it. He came out there with the hair on fire for 2 games. 2 games. 2 games. And we was all like, oh my, now I know why they got rid of Caruso, man, because this guy right here. And he ain't been the same guy since. And Caruso has been consistent. What I'm saying is, I'm not talking, but Caruso's gone. I don't want to harp on that. But what I'm saying is, if you see that THT is not only a 3rd-year dude and he's not really consistent, why are you forcing him to try to be consistent? He ain't got it there. Sit him back. You inserted him in a starting lineup for what? He didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Bring him off the bench, let him work himself in there, and let him get his points that way. He did not do that. So put in Monk. Let's see what that looks like. and let's go ahead and put some different rotations. And you can still have Russell in there if you can work off ball. If you ain't working work off ball, it ain't gonna work.
Excellent. All right. This has been hot. We have a lot of topics. That's because we love our Lakers. So we're all very passionate about it, and we're going to fight for what we believe is right.
I love y'all, man. You're my brothers.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
Wait a minute.
No, you're on my side now. I mean, you're on my side. So
okay, it's just a given, I guess. All right, perfect. All right, so if you watch the show, then you know that we always finish with a segment we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. Money Mike's Out of Bounds, he's going to share his opinion or thoughts on a topic, and he just wants to know if his thoughts are in bounds or out of bounds. Money Mike, you have the mic.
You know, Jeff, me and you was actually kind of talking about this. We were talking about that Celtic game that was coming up, and me and Jeff said, you know, we really don't care about this game. Like, you know, the Celtics have this history and the Lakers have this history and all this stuff. It was like, yeah, we played the Celtics tonight, but you wasn't really like gun ho for it. And I went in and I watched the game, and you know, and we won, and it was a convincing win, and they was cheering and stuff. But you know what I enjoyed the most was watching the post conference with Worthy. Worthy was smoking a cigar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Worthy was clapping. Worthy was talking crap to Cedric Maxwell. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, I'm feeling what Worthy was doing. Like, look, we had to win this game. Mm-hmm. He was in it, like, you know.
I don't care what we do the rest of the season.
I don't care what we do. And I feel like nobody on that court felt the win and celebrated the win.
They're not
like
Lakers.
Worthy. Am I out of bounds for saying that, dude? We got to get back to hating some players, hating some teams.
And you in bounds, bro.
Yeah, you know, we got to because we got to get back to that, man. No. Like, you know, we look at that circle, that calendar, and be like, yo, you know what? I don't like this team. You know, I hate this team. We need to beat this team. We don't beat no other team in the rest of the year. We need to beat this team. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's because I was like, we won, but they were just celebrating that we won. I want them to celebrate that we beat Boston.
Right. Money Mike, you are wholeheartedly 200% inbounds. I need to feel an animosity. The problem with this league now, they're not true Lakers. They don't bleed purple and gold. Right. That's the problem.
DeRozan would have.
Because when he sure would have. At the end of the day, we don't have true Lakers, and so you don't understand that rivalry. The only thing that resembled a rivalry, and this is crazy because I was like, I'm glad somebody has it. The Warriors and the Suns. That mess right there, that series looks like a rivalry.
Yeah, right.
They literally be ready to fight.
Right.
They be hard nosed. Yeah. I want that for the Lakers in Boston. Absolutely. And I completely agree with you. You're wholeheartedly inbounds. We don't have true Lakers on the team. No. LeBron, our star player, isn't a true Laker. No. What are you gonna expect?
You're inbounds, 100% inbounds, and I felt that because when I was looking at Worthy, I'm like, Worthy putting pressure on the FCC. He cussing on TV. I mean, he put pressure on him. Like, he about to like he was hype, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I feel that. Now, one thing that Andrea said, and is 100% right. We don't have any true Lakers on the team that understand what it is to be a Laker. Yeah, these are free agents. These are mercenaries, okay? LeBron included. They're mercenaries, okay? Now, I would tell you what helps, though, and unfortunately we don't have that anymore, is that each one teach one. What I mean by that, you have the older generation come down and say, y'all better not lose to the Celtics. See, when Magic was and Kareem was in there were Elgin Baylor and Jerry West came in and said, y'all better not lose to them. Okay? Okay, they came in there, just, you know, we ain't seen Jerry all week. We ain't seen Jerry all month. All of a sudden, it's a Celtics game. He up in your face. He telling you, y'all ain't better lose this. Now, case in point, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant already know. Kobe Bryant said, what is this Laker-Celtic rivalry? He didn't know. And he got into the trenches, and he like, oh, this is a totally different beast. Now, if he's alive, he comes on in there like, look, man, I'm let y'all know. Y'all better not lose to them. Y'all can lose to anybody else, but not lose to them.
But there's nobody was doing that.
But there's nobody else that, I'm talking about the generation, because you can have these old heads. You can have Magic come down there, but Magic is old. You're talking about with these cats, these younger dudes that actually look.
It's like somebody to pass down the torch. That one you can relate to.
Right. It's like if only person that would be kind of like would be Derek Fisher. but he doesn't have the same resonance. He doesn't.
with Gloria, don't trip.
What about Shaq?
Well, Shaq doesn't have. I would say Shaq. Honestly, I look at Shaq.
That man.
No,
tricky,
Shaq.
man.
Shaq
He
wouldn't
not
do it for
even on
me
the
when
Lakers.
he wouldn't do it for me to put them in like say now. If we were talking about San Antonio, oh hell yeah, now Shaq understands San Antonio. He understands what that looks like. But the Celtics, he does not know that. Matter of fact, he put on the Celtics.
He played the Celtics.
Shaq is over here talking about he'd rather go to Warrior games now. I ain't buying his crap. Bye, sir.
He's all about headlines. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Shout outs to who we got?
We got to go shout outs to Big Baby. We've got BBJ, Big Baby. He's coming into town in January, so we're gonna go ahead and
we got him coming in.
He's coming in.
Yeah, he's coming in, and then we got Demetrius Harold, of course. We've got Chris Woodmansee was in here with a little bit of Chargers info. We didn't get a chance to get there, but Thursday night is going to be a big game. We're going to be out there at SoFi.
We're going to be out there at SoFi.
We're going to be out there at SoFi, so we're going to be there as well. So definitely thank you, everyone. Thank you, Clubhouse. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, definitely.
You're amazing.
You know it's all love,
Thank you.
Always. Okay.
We going to fight.
Hey.
Yeah, we're going to bring it. Next week, we have a very special episode.
Let's do it.
Okay, we can talk about it?
Yeah.
All right, great. Next weekend, next Sunday, you want to chime in, you want to listen, that's for sure. We are going to be live at Dragonfly in Hollywood. That's pretty much the club to be at right now. And we're going to be out there live, post-game Lakers. This will air at 8:30 p.m., but you absolutely have to see that show. We have guest Andrea's going to be there. She's going to be bringing down the house.
Going down.
So you definitely want to see what's happening there. That's at Dragonfly. And that is next Sunday, December 19th. We're going to be in the house. And you guys normally see us like this. Now we're going to be dressed nice.
We're going to be dressed real nice.
Well, we'll have to talk about the shoes.
Outfit, y'all. I got me a new outfit.
Okay. Absolutely. So we're going to bring that to you. You'll get to see. We'll show you a little bit of what Dragonfly is like. We have someone walking through with a camera and so forth. It's going to be fun. So definitely join us. That's next weekend, December 19th. Show starts at 8:30 right here. You know where to find us. YouTube, Facebook, everywhere that it happens. And then, of course, the audio is released every Tuesday.
Yep.
And that's on iHeartRadio. You name it. iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, it's going to be there. So thank you so much. Again, tune in next week. Until then, stay tuned on Instagram. Andrea, will you please tell everybody how they can keep up with what you got going on?
Okay, so I'm on Clubhouse. Drea knows _NBA on Clubhouse. I am on Instagram, Drea Baby 115. You will see the latest in NBA rumors as well as fun facts and how I feel about the Lakers and their woes and their great play.
Absolutely. And it's always a good take. Definitely chime in also on the Los Angeles Lakers fan club on the Clubhouse app. We want to thank San for stopping by. Let's get this up here one more time. This is a great cause. This is the drive to the basket. This is a wonderful cause. Those right there are the links. Let me pull off this banner here. So those are the links. You can get a clear look at it. Those are the links if you want to donate. They are ready. They are helping
or volunteer.
They're helping out great families. Here's also an email if you need information. NoGrayAreas21@gmail.com. It is the season of giving. Let's give, you guys. Let's make sure that we help some families in need and let's make it special.
GoFundMe will be in our bio. You could give that way as well.
Absolutely. So definitely keep up. Everybody, we'll see you next week. Until then, stay safe and
go Lakers.
Exactly.
Go Lakers and Bron. See, you a hater over here.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.